Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to another episode of our Final Fantasy XVI Let's Play adventure. We're picking up where we left off last time. We got Jill hanging out here by the door. How you doing, Jill?
It'll take time to come to terms with everything that happened in the Dominion. But time is the one thing we always seem to lack.
Ain't that the truth? A lot did happen. I mean, goodness gracious. First things first, Mom's dead. Thank heavens. I'm really upset we didn't do it, but she's dead and that's what mattered. Reunited with Joshua, and it feels so good. We've got quite a bit to read here, which I think we're going to go ahead and do. We do have a request for assistance, but I feel like I must have already read that one, although I guess the only ones that are quest-related will get a check mark because it's quest-related. But about the other day, I'll have you know I never shed a tear in front of no one, not even my mother. And you won't soon catch me doing the like again. So, if it please your lordship, we can both forget about the whole damn thing. The Cid I chose to follow all them years ago is gone, and there ain't no dragging him back from the depths of whatever hell he's talked his way into. But his legacy that lives on, in you and everyone else here at the Hideaway, sure as the sky is blue. At least, I think it's still blue. And as long as it is, I'll be right here, where you can count on me. That's a sweet message from Otto. We did have a series of side quests with him that were quite sweet, quite lovely. A good fella there. I trust you and your party gained the Dominion without further event. Should your travels ever bring you back to the markets and put you in need of additional assistance, you will find the Crimson Caravans more than happy to oblige. We might even offer a discount on our usual rates. Thank you, Eloise. Appreciate that. Reports from our brothers and sisters afield are all the same. These accursed skies cast not only a pall over the land, but over the hearts of her people. Hearts already heavy from the fall of the Dominion and the destruction of Storm's final mother crystal. For now the realm endures, but with each new flood do her few remaining children descend further into madness. The situation is, as ever, dire. Fresh wings shall find you on the new moon's turning. Until then, our watch continues. May the crystal's curse be broken. You know what? We are continuing to just break these crystals under the assumption that what Cid speculated about them is correct, that they are in fact draining all of the ether from the land. It'd suck if we destroyed them all and found out that is in fact not the case, and we've just broken them all and kind of ruined the world. Because people rely on these crystals, but I'm assuming Cid knew what he was talking about. Word out of Twinside is that there's a little left in the capital after the Mad Prince's royal tantrum. But what of you and yours? Did you manage an escape before the city went tits up? I trust you did, but Astolas might be good to set Elle's mind at ease. That's from Theodore, so that's Eloise's brother, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, I would love to send you a message and let you know that all is well, but I don't think there's actually functionality for that in the game. I don't think I actually have the power to do that. I mean, we do have an owl in there. I'm pretty sure that's how you send a Stolas, right? Like, you pick up an owl and you whisper something to it and its eyes start glowing and it takes off. We have an owl who's just sitting on a precarious stack of wood, and I'm assuming if we went and had a little chat with him, he'd be happy to go, like, let them know we're fine. I'm assuming we're not going to, though. I'm assuming we're just going to let him worry, because we just sort of left the room, and now we're heading over here to talk to Otto. But before we do that, we might ought to check in with these two. So first off, Goat, what you got for us?
How are you doing?
Not Goat. Gout? I believe it's Gout. Yeah, because it's an unfortunate name. Goats is someone else. That's the big guy. Gotta get all these names straight. Alien reports, what have you got? Okay, there is one, Bearer of Good News. So that's the side quest that we could pick up at some time. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's good to know that it's out there if we choose to accept it.
I wasn't expecting you back, so...
Yeah, shut up. What have we got? Many claim they wish to change the world. Few actually take it upon themselves to do so. You are an inspiration to us all. All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and accept that. That's fun. We got some ability points. We've got a bunch of random crap, too. Desert Rose, Briar Clam Shell. I'll accept it all. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. This is just a meteorite. Few are those who would strive to lighten the burden borne by the crystal's curse. But if we are to survive the coming storm, we must stand together, bearer and brother, as you have shown us, a friend in Northreach. Accept that. Thank you. Meteorite. Don't know what to do with it. Apparently it's used in crafting, but there's a lot of things that are allegedly used in crafting that we've yet to find a use for in crafting. The goddess Gregor. The goddess Gregor. It's not a very feminine name, is it? Whatever. The goddess Gregor teaches us that to walk with the wretched is an act of greater good. If we are to accept this truth, then one could not rightly call he who follows this path an outlaw, a humble servant. High Cleric's Medallion. What does that do?
Come again.
That might be the only thing
more
out of
for
that
ya.
that we got that even looked vaguely interesting, so we're going to go ahead and have a look at that on our screen here. So we don't want to get rid of that. We could, actually, depending on what this does. Increases healing potency of high potions by 25%. So we do have healing potency of regular potions. Now, this just says of potions, as that's the Cleric's Medallion. But does that not also affect the high potions? It does just say potions. I thought it meant all potions, but it might not. I don't actually know. Flames of Rebirth, cooldown timer reduction, temporarily increase the proficiency of each precision dodge. Well, I mean, we could swap that out with this. I mean, yeah, we're going to, actually, because I'm just so bad at, avoiding taking damage that it makes the most sense in the world to me. And then, you know what? Before we actually talk to Otto and continue the quest, continue the plot, should we check in and see if there's any better gear for us? I strongly suspect there will not be. If I had to guess, I would say that what we've currently got is as good as it gets, because we've done all the blacksmith quests, and that tends to unlock, from the looks of things, better armor and swords than you can get in the game, at least for a while. So, okay, well, it looks like we've got something here called Brightburn, which is actually an upgrade from Excalibur, which I didn't think would happen, at least not anytime soon. So, in order to build this, it's going to use a grindstone, a light shard, and a meteorite. Lingering there, no warmth nor smoke, but in his light did burn both flesh and bone. That's pleasant. It's not a huge upgrade, surprisingly. But what else are we going to do with grindstone, light shard, and meteorite? Personally, I can think of nothing we were going to do with that. So I say let's go ahead and get it. Again, very modest upgrade. But I would assume that we could probably, reinforce it. No, we can't. I take it back, then we can't. And then, yeah, in terms of armor and accessories, still nothing better than what we've currently got. All right, well, you know what? Excalibur was fun for the couple of recording sessions we had it, and we've now moved past it, which is a bit surprising. I thought it was going to be like the armor. The armor we've had for a very long time. I feel like we've had this armor on us for many, many episodes of this series, and we've not found anything better yet. So it's surprising that the sword that you get under sort of the same circumstances is already done. All right, Otto, let's talk.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
So where do we want to start with this? Should we just go ahead to the closest individual and chat with Vivian? It could be a bit funny if we went to the furthest one first, if we went and talked to no, we're not going to do that. That would be ridiculous.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe?
Presages
Not that
is a
you are
fun
to blame
word.
for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
These are always a good refresher for what's going
Beneath
on.
these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces, now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest.
Waloed.
The Einherjar has been sighted off storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
Well, that was a pleasant update on the situation, wasn't it?
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should
Well
the King
spoken.
of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
But I think what we should be doing now is we need to be taking advantage of this moment and striking against the final Mother Crystal. Even though there's not really any sign that this is helping anything, like you would think if the Mother Crystals were responsible for sucking all the ether out of the ground and making the planet uninhabitable and creating all of these sort of like wilted deadlands, you would think that by destroying the crystals, all of that ether would return to the earth and to the soil, and those areas would kind of come back. And that's just not happened yet. So I'm a little bit suspicious that maybe there's more going on here than we realize.
You'll hear about the skies.
Yeah, I hear they're
We
bad.
don't know, Lawsman.
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom.
Did he?
And we will always be grateful for it.
What exactly did he tell us? Did we
Perhaps Otto
figure
will
out where
be
to go
more
from
inclined
here?
to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Maybe. Maybe. So we're still on the aliens theory, right? That's still what I'm sticking with. This all screams of alien beings, and here's the thing though, it could be like an Assassin's Creed, right? Like, it could just be that there were two different species. There was humans, and then there was the precursor race that I always forget the name. The Isu? Could have been the Isu. Maybe Ultima's like part of the Isu, or something along those lines. Maybe it's a full-on crossover with Assassin's Creed. Why not? Assassin's Creed had a chocobo in it one time. It's not that, though. That's not what it is.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Akashic out of gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference.
Okay.
Which means there's only 2 people who can.
Me and
Jill
you,
and I.
Otto. No, Jill has to stay here and rest. Jill is ill. Okay, it rhymes. That's how you know it's true. Jill can't be going on a grand adventure. All right, it's unacceptable for that to happen. Although that's definitely what's happening. Things fall apart. Aid Martha's Rest, aid Northreach, and aid Dalimil. Well, listen, I mean, not to pick favorites here, but I definitely feel like Martha's Rest should be our primary port of call. Because we've known Martha the longest. She's helped us many times. That one time she did get, like, taken as a hostage, and all of her people were, like, massacred. That was pretty rough. So I just kind of felt we owe her, I feel like, a quick favor. And then these guys, I mean, they're great, don't get me wrong, but we also smashed up their end, and they were really grumpy about it. And maybe... I don't know why I was saying that as though that would excuse doing them last. Like, we destroyed the inn, the Dalimil Inn, so we'll go there last. That's not logical. They'll need to be the next port of call, I think. I mean, like, look, yeah, John's my friend. I'm gonna go help him first. But then Peter over there, well, I crashed his car into a tree, so I'm gonna save that one for last. Like, it doesn't make any sense. What was that noise? What on earth was that sound? It sounded like a goblin, like, breathing its last beleaguered breath.
Martha, it's good to see you.
I mean, not under the circumstances, but otherwise, it's good to see you.
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Akashic. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
Were this a different point in time, and games were a little bit different, well, we would have ourselves right here.
As many as Martha says.
More.
What we would likely find ourselves with right now, and I think this would be very cool, is like a tower defense minigame where we have to, like, basically top-down direct soldiers to defend Martha's Rest, right? How cool would that be? I mean, it's right out of Final Fantasy VII, isn't it? With, like, the Krondor, the Krondor. You know, the Krondor in Final Fantasy VII. It'd basically be that. And it would be so cool, but we don't do cool things like that in video games anymore. Now it's just a bit of a sword fight, isn't it? Xenoblade Chronicles X had a cool bit where you had to defend New LA against waves of enemies, just for one chapter, and that was fun. But we don't do cool things like that in video games anymore.
Wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
I mean, that doesn't quite look like hundreds, and that looks like, you know, just enough for the Twister to deal with them, and leave this one for me. I'll take care of this one all on my own. Jill, please don't get involved. I'm asking you to just stand back. I promise you I'm going to have this dealt with in like 2 seconds. There we go. That one's dead. And then all the rest of them, just like start throwing spells in there. Just to, you know, verify, guarantee that we will actually kill them all before the storm dissipates. It's good to just, yeah, see, we're going to have like one survivor. But if I keep this up, will they never land? I think yes. Oh, gosh darn it. All right, no, that's fine. We can do this. This has a pretty decent reach, too. So I would expect this to kill everything directly in front of me. And I was kind of hoping it would damage all those guys back there, but I don't think those guys are affiliated with this. I think they're just like enemies that are just naturally in the field. Remember the time when we came here for the first time and I thought we'd never come back here again? I believed that every area we went to was like mission specific, so I felt like I needed to fight everything there. Boy, those were the times, weren't they? All those weeks ago. It feels like years.
Don't have the look of hired swords.
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're just soldiers doing their part.
To rob this place.
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions.
No.
We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
Join you anon? What does 4chan have to do with this? Sorry. Let me just go ahead and apologize.
To think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels!
I saw it as soon as it came in. Like, as soon as it came in.
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two be safe now.
I just got... Happy National Potato Day from Lucas Kitts. Thank you for the super chat, Lucas Kitts. Hold on, no, hold on. Just wait, be patient. Hold on. There you go. How was that? Is it actually National Potato Day or is that made up? Hold on, I'm looking this up. National Potato Day. Is that a real thing? It is. August 19th. Wow. Happy National Potato Day, everyone. Keeping in mind when this video launches, it's going to be like October. Hopefully y'all had a good August 19th, though. My gosh. Look at all the variety of potato. I actually wonder how many types of potato. Each of these varieties fit into 7 potato types. I'm sorry, so there's multiple varieties per type? Well, this website says there's 3 basic types, starchy, waxy, and those in between. 17 types of potatoes and when to use them. I just want to know how many potatoes there are. 45 types of potatoes. I guess it just depends on who you ask. Apparently there are a lot of potatoes.
My friend's dying!
So are a lot of folk. If you want me to see to your friend, then stop moaning and help.
They just started yelling in my ear while I'm trying to read up about potatoes. Thank you. Happy Potato Day to you as well, Lucas Kitts. Thank you so much. Descend the lift. I definitely thought that word was Ifrit for a hot second. And I was like, descend the Ifrit? How would that even work? Also, are we topped off on potions? We should probably check that before we head down there. Because the last thing I would want to have happen is, yeah, no, we're in a really rough position here, aren't we? We need 2 more of these.
Obliged.
And we need 2 more of these.
There you go.
And then we're not going to buy this because that is absurdly expensive. And in no circumstances will we ever buy one of those until we get to the end of the game. If we happen to have just like an absurd amount of leftover coinage, then we might. Also, do we want to go ahead and buy the Founder's Footsteps orchestration roll? It's only 20 grand and we have 150,000. So I guess we could just go ahead and buy that.
Obliged.
I don't know to what end, but now we own it.
There, eh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There you go. Boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew. Happy Potato Day from me to you. Put that on a card and sell it. How? Well, don't. You'd probably get sued for a copyright violation or something like that. But it would make a pretty good... Potatoes were the first vegetable grown in space. Are potatoes a vegetable, technically? Aren't they... I mean... I don't know what they would be. I guess they're a root vegetable. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, there's a term for it. Root vegetable. So yes, I guess it is a vegetable. I didn't know that, though. Was this, like, aboard the ISS? Or did someone just throw a potato out and it somehow survives?
Walk up the lift to Martha's.
I want to believe the second.
I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
So, Wade.
Lord Rossfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Are there more? Oh, it's the big toity. Toity? Toidle.
We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty.
Good, everything is recharged. That's what I wanted to see. Torgal, do you mind not pushing me off the route here? Alright, I'm trying to do an extermination of a giant tortoise. It's difficult to do if you're gonna be pushing on me. See, these guys I remember being a bit of a pain. We fought that one, like, super turtle, or tortoise if you're so inclined, in the desert, so I don't know if this is gonna be similar in any way. I assume it's going to be somewhat the same. It's going to do big, like, spins, and I'm not going to be able to dodge them. That wasn't a parry. I wasn't even hitting the attack button. I'm calling BS on you, game. I absolutely did not parry that. You're throwing me a bone here because it looked like I was having a rough time of things. And I'm not mad about it. I appreciate it, definitely. Just maintain distance. This is just spits balls of glowing spit at me. I wonder how long it would take to reasonably defeat it completely like this. Like, you imagine it would take a very long time. Oh, I like that we do teleport right in front of it when we stagger it as well, though. Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be the strat. We're not just going to stand there throughout the entire combat encounter and just shoot magic spells at it. That would be absurd and ridiculous. But it was rather effective for the moment, wasn't it? All right, let's hit it with a big punch. I'm still not sure where the best time to let go of that big punch is. What do you mean there's more enemies approaching? Oh no. Oh no. We don't need that in our lives, thank you. There you go. Stop sending the crustaceans. That's the last thing we need interfering with us. I think if we can kite the big guy around, the tornado will follow him. Although Torgal seems to have this one pretty well under wraps. Now, we missed our opportunity, unfortunately, to pull him down because I just was not paying enough attention. We're back to this because it was so effective. Why do a different strategy? Once it's this low, why put ourselves in harm's way when we can just stand back from a safe distance and shoot it? Oh, look, we can hit it with big spells, I guess. Oh, okay, well, immediately we get hit by one of it. Where was that even being directed at right now, Clive? That was just a decision he made. Beautiful. And we've got this charged up and ready to go again. This isn't even necessarily a difficult combat encounter so much as it is just, you know, take your time, be patient. You'll get there in the end. Go ahead and hit him with one of these. I don't know if I want to hit it when it's in the red or if I want to wait till it goes back into the yellow. I genuinely do not know. The game doesn't tell me. I feel like I might need to look it up at some point. Because I've been waiting for it to get into that second band of yellow, thinking that if I hit it in the red for whatever reason, that would be, like, less than ideal. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're supposed to let go of it in the red. I don't know. What I do know is that we got 12 more sharp fangs to add to the collection.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
The giant tortoise.
Yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for Eastpool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
Take care, Wade. Don't die. That would be a tragedy. I don't know who's going to die next. I thought for sure Jill was going to die when we went to take out the one we did before the Fang. I don't know, like Drake's tail feather or whatever it was in the volcano. All the signs were there. She was getting weak. She's turning to stone. It's all lava. She's made of ice, basically. I thought for sure it was going to happen. I'm still shocked that Jill is alive now. I don't expect her to make it through to the end of the game. I'm sure she's going to die at some point. I don't want it to happen, but I feel like it's going to happen. And it's just going to be like a real Aerith situation. You know, Square Enix has been trying to make us hurt like that again for the last 20 years. They've been looking forward to bring that type of pain once more and deliver it upon us all. And I'm thinking, I mean, they're not going to quite nail it, because let's be honest, Jill's not Aerith, is she? In the same way that Clive is just barely a character. It's sort of a wet blanket. Oh, it's like Goblin Men, and they brought dragons. How fun for them. What a fun and good time. Watch this, though. Do they maintain their, like, intelligence or whatever when they become infected with magic? Like, because you would expect, or do they have some sort of shared hive mind? I'm trying to figure out how the decision is made to attack Martha's Rest. For the Goblin Men to make that decision, that makes sense. I'll accept that. What I don't get is how, like, these chocobos, right? Like, what's driving them? Is that just natural instinct once you're infected with demon magic or whatever this is? To just like, oh, I guess I'm gonna go attack. And then it's like a coordinated effort. They're all going to Martha's Rest. So I feel like there's got to be some sort of master in control of all of this. Maybe once you get infected with the magic and you become an Akashic, you're under the control of the, like, Ultima? And maybe this is Ultima's will being enacted or something like that? I don't know if the game will ever have answers for these questions. If you've ever wondered why I put the questions out loud, and why I don't just Google the answers, one, I don't want it spoiled. It's like, okay, well, why don't you just, oh, well, there, oh, okay, well, I thought something crashed. It just cut! Like, that was hard, too. Hey, Wade.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, so Wade. Shall we?
The reason I speculate is not because I just can't wait to find out. You know, I obviously can. I would rather wait to find out. The reason I speculate is to just kind of share where my headspace is and the things that I'm thinking about, the sort of theories that I'm having. Wow. Dang, okay. This guy's actually a bit of a challenge. All right, that's fine. He's quick on his feet. Well, he's quick on his wings, I guess. Yeah, no, this was a terrible mistake. We're never going to get that off before he just started attacking us. I just start throwing spells at him then. I guess that's what we're doing.
Nice try.
Hey, how about that? Turns out that's really easy to dodge when you just dodge it. Go figure. Okay, let's see how he likes fire. Please don't move while I'm doing this. Please stand still and accept that this is happening. Pull him to the ground. Hit him with the swords. Hit him with the big stone attack. This one might not hurt him, though, because he's in the air. I take it back. It absolutely hurts him. All right, rip into him. All of us together, all four of us. We're counting Torgal in there. Torgal's a good boy. He'll do some attacks. Look, I can tell him to sick. To what end, I don't know. I can tell him to ravage. To what end, I don't know. I should probably Google what Torgal's abilities do, because I genuinely don't know, and I've refused up until now to look it up, but I probably should stop refusing that. Okay, that's an interesting attack I've not seen him do before. I would like to queue up a bigger attack, but I don't want to do it in a moment where he's going to hit me with, like, a laser. And see, right now, he's just going to teleport, so what's he going to do? It won't let me jump off of here. There we go. Big attack? Maybe he'll... No! He teleports into it. Well, that just kind of worked out for me. I don't feel like it was supposed to. So it seems like his attacks are different depending on whether or not I'm close to him or far away from him. This is not fully recharged, and that's okay. Just going to get as much of it in as we can. Sick him, boy! Ravage him. Sick him again. Ravage him. Heal me. Can I just, like, keep spamming these and he'll do things? I mean, he'll respond every time I do it, but to what end? You know what? I don't think we're going to get any more enemies during this fight, so we might as well just go ahead and do this. It's going to, at the very least, if it doesn't defeat it, it's going to get it into a staggered state very quickly. Yeah. There we go. And then we can hop on him. There we go. You can't see it happening, but I'm aerial stomping him. I would love to defeat him with an aerial stomp. This is the best ability. Alright, to be fair, that was the last attack I did on him, but I do think he was defeated by the giant tornado, not necessarily the stomping, which is a tragedy, but, you know. Sharp Fangs, Steel Silk, Magic Dash, there's only one of these things I care about. We only got 4 of them.
Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable. I'd like to make this one of our outposts.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that, of course they can stay.
Do you think the issue of what we're doing right now when we break the mother crystals is that it's not returning the ether to the land, but it's just releasing it into the atmosphere? Hello, Guardian Scarf. What is this? Oh, it's just displayed in the bedchambers. Okay, that's fine. A symbol of trust, loyalty, and undying friendship for, as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the duchy cannot die. That's beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Do we need to perform some sort of ritual to return the ether to the ground?
Oscar? Over here. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rossfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
That's cool. I don't know what that was.
Well, go on, then. It's not for me to ask him. Yes, Sir Wade.
You want an autograph? You want to be knighted? I can knight you.
If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I'm a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... I mean to say that...
He's awkward! Isn't it endearing?
Right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Come on! It's someone else to add to the list of people who are inevitably going to die.
Once, and I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way.
Cool. We've picked up a squire. Is he actually going to come with us on our adventure now? Is he just going to stand over there? I was kind of expecting him to follow us. Maybe when we fast travel, he'll join us. Alright, well now we have to decide where to go next. I do... After saying it, I kind of feel bad about the whole inn situation from before, So I guess we'll go ahead down there and make sure they're all right. Are they also being besieged by a Kashyyyk? Oh, yeah, no, the sky's also miserable here, too. Good. And how are we doing? How's the situation? I kind of want to check in before we do anything else. The inn is closed. There's no accessing the inn. We put them out of business is what happened there. I'm so used to this place being extremely bright and sunny, so it looks wrong right now. And dark and miserable. What's the situation, Lubor?
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Well?
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Down the rabbit hole. That's quite the enticing title, isn't it? Oh my gosh, we are going into the inn. That's good. That's what I want to see. Visit the final sting. Again, with that sudden cut to darkness. At least there was like a partial fade there.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood. It's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandit's ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
They both make a compelling point. You don't get that a lot in debates.
Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
I feel like they were having a pretty good... I mean, yeah, they didn't need to be shouting, but they were each making equally good points. You do need to use the money for food. But if you buy food, what stops the bandits from coming back and stealing that? But then if you kill the bandits, what are you going to eat? You've spent all your money on mercenaries.
What's he doing here?
At the end of the day, it needs to be us who goes and does the thing. Also, hi, Victor. How you been?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Lucas Kitts has made in the live stream chat here a fantastic suggestion of kill the mercenaries, and that deals with the mercenary problem, and then eat the mercenaries, and that deals with the hunger problem. But then that introduces the potential for like Wendigos, and you don't want Wendigos running around in the desert. That sounds like a nightmare.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is.
It's a quest in RuneScape.
Perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
Or we can just go
It
fight
appears
them.
we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
So, which one do we want to do first? I guess we'll do the closest one. Again, I still like the idea where you just let me go deal with the bandits. I've got like a pillar of fire I can unleash on them, and it'll all be over in a heartbeat.
Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not.
I do like this self-reliance
Show
thing we're
those
going for
bastards who
with
they're
them.
dealing with.
That was so easy.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Did we just get roasted? I feel like he might have roasted us just now. And the look on, look on Clive's face says he's aware of it, but he's not sure quite how. All right. And then how is this going to go? Just tell her, like, oh, yeah, we could buy more food. But don't you think we need to rally the people to go defeat the bandits first so they don't steal more food? That's going to be the exact thing. And I bet they're going to convince her that we're going to lead the charge, because I've already volunteered myself.
Something. Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League
Good
of
reference.
Merchants.
Good Underhill. Great reference.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Okay, so she didn't quite fall for it. She's read The Hobbit.
Clive.
That's actually Lord of the Rings.
Nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
Not exactly the direction I expected that to take, but
Not
I mean, we got there in the
roles
end.
in this ruse were entirely necessary.
No, not at all.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared. What if the bad men come back?
Oh, see, now that's tragic right there. No, don't tell them we're all right now. Be honest with them. Any minute now, they might come back, and we don't even have, like, gates or anything. Like, we got walls, but they can just wander right through, and they'll slaughter us all. You don't sleep tonight. If you do, sleep with one eye open, little child. You want to see your death coming.
Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to...
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
Okay.
You're not
well,
serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together.
It's beautiful.
The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
Absolutely stunningly beautiful.
To put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
So when you say from the desert, yeah, I assumed it meant this direction. Perfectly ready for this. This is what I wanted to do anyway, was just go fight them. That seemed like the quickest and easiest way to get what we wanted out of the ordeal. How broad is this? Is it gonna, like, I know it can go pretty far back. It kind of seems like if there's a bad guy in the field,
I'll take that one.
that is an attack that can work. Doesn't really seem to matter if they're, like, all in a line or even near one another. It's not quite like this attack, where they do need to be more or less sort of in the vicinity of the Twister in order to be sucked up into it, or else, like, added to it. Now, I'm assuming this is not going to be it, because this was no threat at all. We're definitely going to get some more bandits coming up soon as these guys are dead. Yeah, here they come.
They mean to overwhelm us.
All right, no, this is good. We can deal with this. Watch this. That has, like, we need more reach on that. We probably have what we need to upgrade that ability. We need to check, because I've not checked our ability upgrades in a hot minute. We could probably upgrade that to its final, if it's not already at its final tier. Although it would be cool to also upgrade some of our bigger attacks. We've not been saving up very well, have we? We've been using sort of the bigger abilities, or we've been using all of our resources to unlock smaller abilities, like new ones. And wait, didn't we also, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm misremembering, but don't we have like a whole new set of abilities that we've not even looked at yet? I think I completely forgot about that. I mean, now's not a good time to realize it, because like, what are we gonna do? Oh! This guy's just called the Sultan. Like, he's the only one. And good on him, honestly. Yeah, no, we did absorb some new powers last time. And we've not even looked at them yet. We need to do that as soon as we get a moment's respite from this encounter. Because I'm assuming we're going to need to run over and sort of bail out the villagers in their encounter. Something tells me they're not going to be able to defeat all these guys on their own. So, once we get that opportunity, we'll like, before we run over there, we'll go ahead and have a look at what's new. The thing is, though, I feel like I can't really replace... You know what? I'm kind of sick of fire abilities. We don't use them all that often anyway. So we might, like, do that. Hold on. Let me, like, unleash this on this guy. There we go. That'll get him staggered again, while I just kind of keep my distance. Try to get my dog to heal me, because I could definitely use it. This guy is just not able to get away from the Twister. It's having the desired effect. Now, true, that wasn't recharged completely, but I'm just looking to get in some cheap and easy healing. Okay, and then can we finish this guy off here before he gets back up? Yes, we can. Beautiful enemy slain. So we're going to get probably a brief cutscene where we talk about what we need to do next. And then I'm trying to keep it fresh on my mind. What we need to do next.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Agreed, but let's not just fade to black and be there. Let's have a moment. Fade back in, please. Oh. I guess they survived. Kiss.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalimil.
We all saved Dalimil.
Kiss.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I don't think that they're gonna kiss.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Didn't we used to perform as a child? Didn't we, when we first met with our uncle, we like did a little mock sort of a quotation play thing, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, you used to love doing that as a kiddo, didn't you?" Maybe it's less that we're a bad actor and more like, you know, Clive is just like an interesting wet blanket of a character. Ooh, someone had to say it. Okay, abilities. Yeah, we've got this whole new abilities sheet over here. Oh, well, first things, we're going to swap out fire, and I know that that's sort of like our thing. Maybe this is like wrong on some sort of weird moral level, but we're going to switch over. We've got Wings of Light. Begin casting Mega Flare. Press O to execute. The length of the casting determines the potency of the spell. See, that's fun. I'm really going to miss this, though. I like Flames of Rebirth. We use Flames of Rebirth a lot. What is this one's like? Fire a massive beam of overcharged light that burns enemies it hits. You know what? We're going to test this, and I can't guarantee we're going to keep using it. We're going to give it a try. Summon multiple light aspects. Absolutely not. Breathe a plume of... breathe forth a plume of light aspected flame that deals continuous damage. Begin casting Mega Flare. Press O to execute. The length of the casting determines the potency of the spell. Summon multiple spears of light. Okay. Alright. Now, just hold on a minute. What do you do again? Begin casting Mega Flare. So we've got that one no matter what. We can't swap that one out, unfortunately. So it's really between these three. These are the two that are equipped. Do I want to upgrade either of these? Because they're both at their... Let's see. Summon multiple spears of light that, upon striking an enemy, deal it continuous damage, blinding it on the spot. Or binding, I'm sure it says. Because, yeah, there's no L. And then breathe forth a plume of light. That one sounds interesting, so I'll go ahead and upgrade it. But then also... I mean, we could also go ahead and upgrade this. Do you want to we're going to upgrade Flames of Rebirth, even though we don't currently have it equipped. We'll come back to it. We're gonna just try this out because it's something new. It's something new that we didn't have before, and I feel somewhat obligated to at least give it a round. What is this side quest over here in Boklad? Let's just go pop in for a spell and see what that is. I can't imagine it'll be particularly involved. Just hop in, see what the side quest is, and then we'll continue the main story. Here, meanwhile, at the Boklad markets.
The gator, right, old panic. They're saying Twinside's gone.
Oh yeah, no, Twinside is gone. We destroyed that. I don't know why the guards would be in a panic over that situation. We'll go pop in here and see what this is all about. I'm sure, again, this will just be like a quick distraction. Just get it cleared out of the way, then we'll continue the main plot.
I just need to see about
What's up there, you?
I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change.
You just can tell this to a
The
stranger?
serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh,
have you?
So you know of it, then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste.
Are we?
A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
This is a rather silly side quest. I like it.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. Three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day.
I love...
Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back.
This could have very easily been a quest about, hey, I'm celebrating, and you know, I don't know, like the birth of a child or the success of my business. I've got this special wine I'm going to be drinking with all my friends at the party. No. I am celebrating the special wine that I have. Will you get all my friends for this party that I'm throwing for the wine? What an absolute ridiculous notion. Hi there, you. Do you want to go to a party?
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Bugger me.
I'd rather not.
If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sambrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route at the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed across. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva the next. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage of competition for some of the longer routes. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
It's just a funny concept. I'm still thinking how funny it is. Would you do this? Lucas, are you a wine drinker?
Please.
I can't say I'm particularly fond of anything with alcohol in it. It all has a bit of a bitter taste to me. I'm trying to figure out like what I would get where I would invite all of my friends over to celebrate the possession of an object, right? Like, hey, everybody come on over. I just got a rare limited edition Xbox, or I don't know. It wouldn't be that. But you know what I mean? Like, what would I be like? Oh, I just got a thing. Everyone come look at it.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
Actually,
that's me. What can I do for you?
I'm basically doing that
just had a special delivery
with the new couches I'm buying, so I take it back.
After you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Barclad clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from San Brec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow.
How about that?
Rather we did, till not so long ago. These are lean times, and even Barclad isn't the bustling trading post it once was. Still, there's no point dwelling on it. Better to live life while you can, eh? And on that note, it sounds like there's a cup of wine needing my attention.
These are certainly interesting fellows.
You'll buy something, won't
Do we ever determine whether or not there are, in fact, other like continents out there besides the twins? I think there is. I think they've been mentioned. I'd like to know what's going on around there. Do they also have the blight? Do they also have, like, mother crystals?
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
You must be a busy man.
No one's making for the refugee camps anymore. Not after what happened in the Dominion. Meaning, they linger here instead. I spend more of my days moving beggars along than I do manning these gates. What gets to me are the gangs that prey on the poor sods. As if they haven't suffered enough. Some days you can't help but wonder what the world's coming to. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Well done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
I would doubt it. Also, I mean, we didn't tell them what time to head over there. Maybe they all just knew that it meant, hey, this afternoon when you get off work, you should head on over. Maybe they all just interpreted it as such. I wonder if there's going to be... Is this like a proper party? You're inviting your three friends over to drink wine. Are they going to bring their families? Do you have a family, innkeeper? Are you going to have activities for everyone? One guy's bringing ham. Is anyone bringing cheese? You got to have cheese with your wine. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be wine and cheese. Sometimes you have to pick between the two, wine or cheese.
Do you have any fresh water?
And it does make a difference. It really can matter under the circumstances.
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How do you reason?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Barclad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right, I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 66. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside.
A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Where's the ham?
Here they are, the three pillars of Barclad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen.
This guy promised a ham, and I do not see it.
The woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
I do see cheese! Look at that! Great. It's got like a whole little charcuterie board. Charcuterie? What was this quest? I knew it was gonna, it was gonna be like a weird side quest. We were just gonna take a moment out of the main story to engage with whatever the heck this is. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect it to be about like just a fella getting a nice bottle of wine and inviting his friends over. And I get it, it's a nice sentiment. Like, oh, I'm sharing with my friends because these are the guys that make my life worth living and help me with my success. Like a beautiful sentiment. But also, what was that?
First we find Isabel.
How weird! Oh, I found Isabel. She's under the wall over there.
I saw it when
She's probably where she always is, which is her very own establishment. And how is everybody doing here, by the way? Oh, these guys are just kind of hanging out. Do they have any
left for more on
gossip?
the captain's orders. Only 2 came back.
Ooh.
God help us.
Okay. Yeah, the situation seems equally dire here as it is everywhere else. Is this all our fault? Is it because we're destroying the crystals? Maybe Sid was a bad guy and he knew all along.
My lord. Milady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
Akashic, but different.
Ultimus thralls. And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing about all this.
Then we'll look for her there.
I love that she just inserts herself into city politics and whatnot. Just shows up at the garrisons like, yeah, there's a bunch of like monsters out there. Y'all gonna do anything about this? And you know that they started climbing over themselves to be like, I will, milady. I'll go deal with it right now. Made fools of themselves, no doubt. And actually made fools of themselves in that they've yet to stop the situation, apparently. Because now here we are to deal with it. We've not been back here, I don't think, since, we beat up those guys. I think these 2 guys, actually.
Please! Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days. What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered, or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives. Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with him.
Okay, you do that. While you do that, we'll go actually deal with the problem.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly. And sought to take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort. But I thought you might still need some support.
I'd like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors.
Not gonna ask where they are, we'll just figure it out. Well, okay, I mean, I guess when they're all lined up over here, yeah, it's pretty easy to figure that out. We're gonna single this injured soldier out on their own, though. The one sitting without, like, comforters.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
Bless his soul. How do we know he was a pikeman? What about him indicated that? Do pikemen exclusively wear the brown shirts?
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed Moor when... Where's my Joseph?
It's all right. Just rest now.
Okay, seems like Moore's kind of,
At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now.
Yeah.
We should head for Moor.
I feel like Moore has fallen. It exists no...
I assume you have a plan?
More. Come on now! Come on! No. No, stay where you are. Don't come over here. Don't just let it be. Oh, I just noticed that I have like a mega flare charge up thing over there on the screen. Don't think that I've seen that before. That's new. Wonder how that works. We're gonna have to figure this out. Something tells me this is not gonna be one of the abilities that we hold to for long. So that's just your regular old bog standard dragon over there, or perhaps a wyvern. I'm not sure. I'd have to approach closer to see. And then this here is just your regular old bog standard glowy thing on ground. Not usually dangerous, these. Just a bit of potion. That's handy. We needed one of those. And then... wait, why are they giving me a potion on the road? That's a bit odd. Yeah, no, we're definitely in the midst of a ether flood. You tell by the presence of the blue mist and the sparkly lights.
Look.
The monsters also contribute to it. Okay. So, first off, that's what that looks like. Love that. And then this ability is called Fresh Breath. Oh, yeah. Alright. It seems like it holds them in place in front of me. And for some reason I grow a wing while it's happening. That's not actually too bad. I kind of like that ability. I feel like if we upgrade that once more, that'll really get us somewhere. So the other one I've got is called Impulse, which does that. And it looks like it's just harassing those guys back there, so that's fun. This guy's got a shield on him, which we're going to have to address. Who cast the shield? Who did that? I think it's these guys. They need to go. For right now, what if we just put down a twister? We're going to go back to this. Because this is effective. Oh yeah, because it's a magic attack. It tears right through the shields. It's not at all bothered by the shields. That's handy. Also, yeah, I am about to die. I see that. I realize that. I know I should probably do something about it. But I'm not going to. Because I think we could probably clear these guys out without maybe getting Torgal to heal me. I don't want to waste a potion on it if I can survive. Yeah, how about that? Okay, no, here come more. Oh, and bigger ones. Yeah, no, we're using a potion. Alright, I think we need to take care of the little guys first. Did that actually manage to attack? I kind of wished I'd gone for the big guy with that. A bit late for that now. How does he feel about this? Okay, so he's a big one. Sometimes they're not bothered by the big attacks. Sometimes they'll just tank them, and that seems to be what's happening here. And it looks like as soon as you do a dodge or whatever, that ability is done. So that's unfortunate. Good to know, though. That was a complete waste. At least we dodged really well there.
Silence. Nice try.
I need to get closer to him is the only issue. Gosh darn it, you. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Big boy. That was probably my moment to use a big attack right after I had blocked him. Wait, what is this that he's doing? What is this that he's... Oh, he's staggered! Oh! Somehow I missed the memo! I thought he was winding up for a big attack! No, he's just staggered! Oh, time wasted there just being confused. Hey, you know what? Let's do this before he gets back up and just see if we can get some damage in. Never mind, that was a waste of time. Thank you, Fine Hound. He is a Fine Hound, isn't he? Is this guy gonna end up being, like, the boss of this side quest? Because if so, I'm okay with it. If he's not, he's, like... giving us a whole lot of grief for something that's not like a big boss, isn't he? I feel like we shouldn't be having this much trouble with him. Oh, come on, he should be staggered. There we go. And he is. I'm not playing my best game right now. Because you all know that I'm incredible at this game. Before he gets up, I'm going to go ahead and start charging this now. There we go. So it's ready when he stands back up. And then also, that's very poor timing. Eventually he's gonna break this shield. Yeah, there it goes. At least it absorbed all the attack. That's something. Oh. And it's not a skill issue, Lucas Kits. It's not a skill issue. The skills are present. I assure you. I'm like flawless at this game. I'm definitely not just old and have poor reflexes and have never historically been good at games to begin with.
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
Should we pop into more and see if there is like anyone left alive? Is there anyone there any more? Probably assuming they're all dead. We didn't actually enter the city, though.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts, for now at least.
Good on him.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Now, if you don't mind, I have sentries to post. Milady.
I don't like that he was looking at us when he said milady.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one, and that's one fewer than I had this morning. Thank you again, Clive.
Why we fight indeed. Well, there we go. That's the cleanup of the region. I guess we need to head back now and get an update on
Our friends
things.
seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Indeed. Also, we probably need to figure out why exactly this is happening and see if we can't, figure out a way to stop it in the future. I'm so glad that we decided to stop and do the random side quest before going up there. That was the better choice. Can you imagine, wrapping all of that up with the stop in to talk to a guy about wine? That's the perfect sort of mid-adventure little distraction that we needed to really keep our hearts and minds set on the goal at hand. We needed to go talk to a guy about his fine cured ham and his very expensive wine. It was definitely the right call.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had ours from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals.
Bless.
The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point.
Yeah, no, that part's still concerning.
Not the time to second guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Taya says your brother's awake.
Oh, heck yeah! We have questions, and I'd love some answers.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Also, why and how are you alive?
Very little. I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there.
We're
the fact Ifrit can
the
even
Avatar
exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance.
We're the master of all the elements.
Waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
That means that this is the best Avatar game we're ever going to get.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
Yeah, it is confusing.
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost.
Wait, who is your
rescuer? To
rescuer?
bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua.
Clive, it's Gav.
Boy, man, when it rains, it storms.
There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
We cannot get a moment's respite. Brother dying. Akashic is storming Canver.
What's the short of it?
Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
No, I assumed you
Were Tyre
had.
not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you.
This is kind of exciting.
We'll look after him.
Got ourselves a little family reunion thing going on here. We'll continue it next time. Till then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Bye.